How much are you really eating? Guess what? Probably more than you think. One of the only positive aspects of programs like The Biggest Loser is when they show the contestants how much they actually eat throughout the day. And they are always shocked. That would be the same for most people. Most people probably don't understand how much they actually eat. One of the best things you can do is sit down and honestly have a look at how much you're eating throughout the day. If you're putting on weight, then you're consuming too much. It's as simple as that. You're taking more calories in than you're burning. That's the law of thermodynamics. Now, at this point, you'll probably protest. No, I'm not eating too much. And my follow-up will simply be, do you know roughly how many calories you burn in a day? And are you tightly controlling the amount you eat? If you answer no to either question, or most likely both, then you can't know for sure. But if your weight is increasing, then I know for sure. So, how many calories do you burn in a day? This is a tough one to measure, but you can still get a rough idea and work from that. Once you have a starting point, you can adjust everything accordingly. Now, you can either use a TDEE calculator to estimate your total daily energy expenditure, or, if you're feeling frisky, you can break it down. Work out your RMR, your resting metabolic rate, using the Mifflin-St. Jean equation. Then, take 10% of your total calorie intake for your TEF, the thermic effect of food, and that's a really rough number. Then, use a calorie counting activity device. They're not paying me, so I'm not going to mention them. Add that all together, and you have an estimation of your TDEE. And then that's your starting point. You can work from that. What do I mean by, are you tightly controlling the amount you eat? Really, I'm talking about calorie counting and the people who measure out their food. It's boring, it's time consuming, it's meticulous, but they're the only people who actually know how much they're eating. It's not the life for everyone. It's not the life for me. But if you're serious, or if you're struggling to progress, it's something you should look into. There are plenty of calorie counting apps around, so they can do most of the work for you. Without them, when I ask you what you have for breakfast this morning, and you tell me 2 muffins and a slice of toast, if you aren't aware of the calories in them, how can you know when you eat more than you burn in a day? You can't. You just assume. And that makes an ass out of you and me. But wait, you're eating clean, aren't you? Oh, well then, of course you can't be eating too much, right? Wrong. First of all, you can put on weight eating anything. If you eat 1,000 carrots a day, you're still going to put on weight. Just because they're carrots and they're good for you doesn't mean they don't count. They are still calories. And secondly, are you aware of how many calories are in supposedly good foods? It's not uncommon for salads to be over 1,000 calories per serving. Nuts, nut butters, granola, fruit juices, all healthy foods that can be highly calorific. They might be great for your body, not so much for your weight or your diet. If you burn, say, 1,800 calories a day, and one of your meals is a 1,000 calorie salad because you thought it was healthy, it's not looking great for your calorie deficit, with hopefully 2 more meals yet to come in that day. Be aware of the calories in food. Yes, even healthy food. It all adds up. The reality of this is that if you're not calorie counting or measuring your food, it's likely you're eating more than you think. Personally, I'm a small tweaks over long periods kind of guy because I'm in no rush. If I see a change in my body, I'll adjust what I'm doing or what I'm eating and see what effect that has. But I understand most people have a sense of urgency. So getting a rough idea of how many calories you're eating and how many calories you're burning is essential. It gives you a marker to work from and you can make the necessary changes. Just remember, you're probably eating more than you think. And if you're putting on weight, then you definitely are. See you next week.